You've been carrying a weight that's crushing you. And I know it, at night your mind refuses to shut up. You lie awake replaying every mistake, every possible disaster, every what if that claws at your chest like a wolf. You tell yourself to relax. You try to breathe, but the storm inside doesn't listen. You smile on the outside, but deep inside it feels like a battlefield. Stress, fear, uncertainty ripping at you. And here's the brutal truth. Almost everyone is fighting this same silent war, pretending they're fine while drowning in worry about money, relationships, reputation, the future. You've tried controlling every detail, planning every angle, and yet the anxiety still grows. Why? Because you're aiming at the wrong target. You don't need more control of the outside world. You need to conquer the only battlefield that matters, your own mind. And that's where Stoicism comes in. You've been tricked into believing that peace comes from fixing everything around you, earning more, being liked, controlling outcomes. Wrong. That's the very trap that keeps you restless. 2,000 years ago, men and women faced chaos far greater than ours. Wars, plagues, betrayals, slavery, and still they stood unshaken. How? They practiced a discipline of mind called Stoicism. This wasn't soft philosophy for classrooms. It was a weapon. Soldiers carried it into battle. Emperors used it to rule without breaking. Slaves used it to endure chains without losing their soul. The world then was as unpredictable as ours is now. But they discovered a power most people never touch, the ability to control their response. That's what you lack, not apps. Not comfort, not another coping trick. You need mental weapons. And today, I'm going to hand you 8 of them. 8 Stoic habits that will break your worry at the root and build an iron core of discipline. Listen carefully. This isn't going to be a soft talk about just relax or think positive. That weak advice has failed you 1,000 times. What you need is a system of discipline that crushes worry before it devours you. Stoicism is not about pretending life is easy. It's about training your mind to be stronger than chaos. Marcus Aurelius ruled an empire during plagues and invasions. Yet he wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." That's not a motivational poster. That's a command. You've wasted years trying to control the uncontrollable, people's opinions, outcomes, the future. Meanwhile, the only thing you can actually master, your own thoughts, you've neglected. That ends today. These 8 Stoic habits are not tips. They are drills. You will practice them daily, and they will change the way you face stress. If you're ready to stop being ruled by fear, then lean in. Habit 1. Premeditation of Evils. Worry devours you because the unknown terrifies you. You imagine what could go wrong, and your body reacts as if it already has. Panic takes over. The Stoics flipped this. They practiced premeditatio malorum, the premeditation of evils. Instead of hiding from fear, they dragged it into the light. Seneca said, "He suffers more than necessary, who suffers before it is necessary." Each morning they asked, "What could go wrong today? Who might insult me? What losses might I face?" By rehearsing hardship calmly, they stripped fear of its claws. When reality hit, they weren't shocked, they were ready. You want to stop being ambushed by life. Start imagining it. Picture the worst, calmly. Then decide how you'll respond with dignity and strength. That's how you turn panic into power. Don't run from storms. Walk into them prepared. Here's how you use premeditatio malorum right now. Before a meeting, ask yourself, what's the worst that can happen? They reject me. They laugh. I lose face. Then visualize yourself standing tall, calm, unshaken in that moment. Before a difficult conversation, imagine every insult, every misunderstanding, every attempt to provoke you, then rehearse your response. Silence, composure, strength before you start the day. Picture delays, accidents, people wasting your time. Then tell yourself, I will not hand them my peace. Do this daily, and you stop being surprised by life. And when life can't surprise you, it can't control you. Most people walk into the world naked and unprepared, praying nothing goes wrong. A Stoic warrior walks in armored, rehearsed. Ready? That's why worry collapses in their presence. 2 minutes of preparation buys you hours of peace. Stop waiting to be blindsided. Prepare for war, and you'll carry peace. From today forward, you don't step into a single day unarmed. You take 2 minutes, just 2, to close your eyes and picture the trials ahead. Don't sugarcoat it. Expect delays, expect insults, expect loss. Then tell yourself, I am ready. Because once you've faced it in your mind, Nothing can blindside you in reality. That's the power of Stoicism. Not to deny that bad things happen, but to face them before they arrive. To strip them of their sting. Do this, and you'll walk into your day like a fighter who has already sparred with the opponent 100 times. That nerves may still rise, but panic won't own you. Most people hope for calm. A Stoic prepares for war and therefore carries calm within. That's the difference. So starting now, commit to this drill. Every morning, premeditate. Every night, reflect. Your armor is your preparation. Use it. Habit 2, the control test. Most of your stress is wasted energy. Why? Because you obsess over things that are not yours to command. The weather, the economy, someone ignoring your message, a stranger's opinion, all outside your reach. And the more you grip what you can't hold, the weaker you become. Epictetus, once a slave, cut straight to the truth. Some things are up to us, and some are not. That's the line between power and weakness. What belongs to you? Your choices, your actions, your discipline, your integrity. Everything else, not yours. Most people live upside down, spending 90% of their strength chasing what they cannot control, then wondering why they're exhausted and anxious. The Stoic flips it. He gives all his energy to what's his thoughts, his habits, his responses. That's the control test. Every time worry strikes, you ask, is this mine to control? If no, drop it. If yes, act on it. Picture this. Someone mocks you online. Can you control their words? No. Can you control whether you lash back like a child or stand calm like a warrior? Yes. You don't get the job you wanted. Can you control the decision? No. Can you control sharpening your skills and preparing for the next battle? Yes. Your relationship falls apart. Can you force someone to love you? No. Can you walk away with integrity, refusing to let bitterness rot your soul? Yes. This is the control test in action. Weak people drown in things outside their command. Strong people conserve energy, investing it only in what they own. And here's the result. Peace. Not because life got easier, but because the mind got disciplined. Every time worry rises, stop and ask, is this mine to control? If not, drop it like a stone into the ocean. If yes, act immediately. Discipline is efficiency. Waste nothing on what isn't yours. From now on, you live by this rule. Worry is wasted unless it produces action. If it's not yours to command, you bury it. If it is, you act without hesitation. That's the control test. And no middle ground. No, maybe no more spinning in circles over things you'll never bend to your will. Imagine the energy you'd reclaim if you stopped feeding every useless thought about the past, about other people, about outcomes you can't dictate. That energy could be poured into training your body, sharpening your skills, building discipline, strengthening your mind. That's what the Stoics did. They became ruthless gatekeepers of their own attention. So repeat this daily. I control my actions, not the world. Write it, speak it, carve it into your habits. Because the second you redirect your focus to what belongs to you, worry loses its grip. Control the controllable, burn the rest. That's freedom. Your mind is not collapsing because of your life. It's collapsing because of what you let in. Be honest. How much of your anxiety comes from your own reality? And how much comes from the endless flood of garbage you consume? Doom headlines, social media feeds designed to trigger envy, anger, outrage, friends who poison every conversation with gossip, drama, or fear. Most of your worry isn't even yours, it's imported. You've turned your mind into a trash bin, then wonder why peace never shows up. The Stoics were ruthless about this. Seneca warned, associate only with those who will make you better. Today, that doesn't just mean people, it means every input. If you fill your mind with noise, your soul will rot. Guard your attention like a soldier guards a fortress. If something weakens you, it doesn't get in, period. You cannot live strong on a diet of weakness. Limit your inputs or be ruled by them. Here's how you enforce this habit starting today. Unfollow every account that makes you compare, envy, or rage. That limit your news intake to 10 minutes a day. Facts only. No endless scrolling through panic. Silence notifications that drag you into mindless checking. Distance yourself from people who only complain, gossip, or spew negativity. If you don't protect your attention, the world will exploit it. The Stoics treated the mind like sacred ground. Only truth, wisdom, and discipline were allowed inside. And here's the secret. Worry starves when it isn't fed. Every toxic headline, Every rant, every fake drama you absorb is fuel for anxiety. Cut the fuel, and the fire dies. Build a gate at the entrance of your mind. Ask with every input, does this make me stronger or weaker? If it weakens you, it gets no entry. That's not ignorance, that's discipline. Protect your mental fortress, or watch it be conquered daily. From this moment forward, your mind is a fortress. No more open gates, no more endless invitations for noise to march in and dominate you. Every time you scroll, every time you tune in, every time you sit with someone, ask yourself, does this sharpen me or weaken me? If it weakens you, cut it out ruthlessly. That's not cruelty, that's survival. You cannot build discipline while drowning in distraction. You cannot master peace while feeding on poison. The weak man consumes everything and collapses. The Stoic consumes selectively and becomes unshakable. So here's your drill. Tonight, purge, unfollow, unsubscribe, silence, distance. Clean your digital world. Tomorrow, limit your inputs like rationed food in wartime. Only what strengthens you. Nothing more. You'll be shocked at how quickly your anxiety drops when you stop importing problems that were never yours. Guard your gates, or be conquered. There is no middle ground. Habit 4, daily reflection. You can't fix what you refuse to face. Most people are crushed by the same mistakes, the same triggers, the same regrets, because they never stop to review their own life. They run from the day, bury the pain, distract themselves with noise, and then wonder why worry keeps multiplying. The Stoics refused to live blind. Every night, they sat in silence and put their life under a microscope. Seneca wrote, "When the light has been removed and my wife has fallen silent, I examine my entire day and go back over what I've done and said. That wasn't therapy. That was discipline." By reflecting, they strip power from mistakes and turn them into fuel for growth. You want less anxiety? Then stop running from your own reflection. Confront it. Analyze it. Train your mind like a warrior sharpening his blade. Because an unexamined day is a wasted day. Here's how you practice reflection like a warrior, not a dreamer. Every night, before bed, sit in silence for 5 to 10 minutes. No phone, no distractions. Just you and the truth. Ask yourself, did I act with courage today? Or did I shrink? Did I waste time? Did I hand over my peace to things outside my control? Did I speak words I regret? Did I live by my values? Or did I betray them? Write the answers down. Be ruthless, not sentimental. This is not self-pity. It's training. Over time, patterns will appear. What triggers your anger? What drains your energy? What strengthens your resolve? You'll see exactly where worry is born. And once you see it, you can crush it. Reflection is your nightly audit. No excuses, no lies. You face yourself fully. So tomorrow you walk sharper, cleaner, stronger. That's how you strip anxiety of its breeding ground. The longer you practice reflection, the more dangerous you become to fear. Why? Because fear thrives in the shadows, in the things you never face. Reflection drags those shadows into the light. Over weeks, you'll see your emotional triggers so clearly that they lose their ability to ambush you. Over months, you'll build a mental map of your strengths and weaknesses, where you crumble, where you stand tall. Over years, you'll cultivate a kind of inner clarity most people never touch. Marcus Aurelius didn't write his meditations for the world. He wrote them to hold himself accountable, night after night, until death. That's why he stayed grounded while ruling during plague and war. You may not rule an empire, but you do rule yourself. Daily reflection is how you sharpen that rule. Skip it, and you stay blind. Do it, and you become unshakable. Choose blindness or clarity. There is no middle path. From tonight onward, you don't go to sleep without facing yourself. No excuses. No too tired. No hiding. Before your head hits the pillow, you reflect, you review your day with brutal honesty. You note where you stood firm and where you failed. You take the lesson, and you leave the shame. That's the discipline. Weak people run from their mistakes. Strong people dissect them, learn, and rise sharper the next day. Daily reflection is not optional. It's your nightly battle drill. 5 minutes of silence will give you more peace than 5 hours of distraction. And here's the truth. If you don't rule your own mind before sleep, your mind will rule you all night. Worry will take over. Anxiety will multiply. Don't let that happen. Command yourself. Tonight, reflect. Tomorrow, repeat. A soldier sharpens his sword every day. You sharpen your mind the same way. Reflection is your weapon. Use it. Habit 5. Amor Fati, love of fate. Most of your suffering comes from resisting what already is. The breakup you didn't want, the job you didn't get, the diagnosis you never asked for. You replay it, you curse it, you wish it different. And the more you fight reality, the heavier it crushes you. The Stoics chose a different path. They didn't just accept fate, they embraced it. Amor Fati means love of fate. Not resignation, not bitterness, but the decision to take everything life hands you and treat it as fuel. Marcus Aurelius said it plainly. The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. That problem isn't blocking your path. It is the path. Every hardship you resist multiplies your worry. Every hardship you embrace multiplies your strength. Stop asking why me. Start declaring. Use this. That's Amor Fati. Here's how you practice Amor Fati in real life. The moment something unwanted happens, a failure, an insult, a loss, you stop yourself from spiraling. You don't curse it. You don't resist it. You say out loud, Amor Fati, I choose this. Why? Because once you claim it, it can't own you. The breakup, fuel to rebuild yourself stronger. The rejection, training for persistence. The setback, a test of resilience. You don't have to enjoy pain, but you do have to use it. That's the difference between the broken and the unbreakable. Weak people cry, why me? Strong people declare, this is mine to conquer. Every obstacle becomes your training ground. Every loss becomes your lesson. Amor Fati doesn't mean smiling through misery. It means bending misery into muscle. Life will hand you battles. You decide whether they bury you or build you. Accept everything. Use everything. That's how you make fate your ally. When you live Amor Fati, something radical happens. Worry dies. Why? Because you're no longer at war with reality. The storm hits, and instead of screaming at the rain, you use it to train your endurance. The betrayal comes, and instead of rotting in bitterness, you use it to refine your strength. The failure burns, but instead of crawling back, you rise sharper, cleaner, wiser. Life stops being a random enemy and becomes your personal teacher. Nietzsche called this the formula for greatness. To want nothing different, not forward, not backward, not for all eternity. Imagine the freedom of looking at every twist of fate and saying, yes, this too belongs to me. That mindset makes you untouchable. Because no matter what hits you, you've already decided it's fuel. Worry cannot survive in a mind that loves its fate. Every obstacle becomes an ally. Every loss becomes leverage. That's the power. From this day forward, you stop fighting reality. No more whining. No more why me. The no more resistance. Fate hands you something hard. You grab it and say, this is mine to use. That's your new reflex. Someone betrays you. You use it to sharpen your independence. You fail. You use it to strengthen your persistence. You lose. You use it to practice detachment. Nothing is wasted, because nothing is rejected. That's Amor Fati. Every event is fuel. Every hardship is training. Every setback is a stepping stone. Worry evaporates the second you stop demanding life be easy. Fate doesn't care about your preferences, but it does offer you power, the power to use everything. So, here's the command. When trouble comes, breathe, whisper Amor Fati, and ask, how will I use this? Make this your creed, because once you embrace fate, nothing can break you. Everything serves your strength. Habit 6, stay present. Most of your worry doesn't even live in the present. It's a ghost of the past or a shadow of the future. You torment yourself with mistakes that can't be changed or disasters that haven't even happened. Meanwhile, the only real moment you ever own, this one right now, slips through your fingers. Marcus Aurelius warned, confine yourself to the present. Simple. Brutal truth. The past is already gone. The future is not yet here. All you have is this breath, this heartbeat, this step, and here's the punch. When you finally lock into the present, 90% of your anxiety disappears instantly. Why? Because right now, in this very moment, you are alive. You are breathing. You are safe. The imagined catastrophes vanish when you focus on what's real. Stay present. That's not philosophy. It's survival. Here's how you drag yourself back to the present when worry hijacks your mind. First, catch it. Ask, where am I right now? Am I here? Or am I lost in a fantasy of fear? Second, use your senses. Feel the ground under your feet, the air in your lungs, the sounds around you. Anchor yourself physically in the moment. Third, build micro-rituals. When drinking water, focus only on drinking. When walking, then notice each step. When speaking, give the person in front of you your full attention. These are not small tricks, they are weapons. Every time you return to the present, you take back power stolen by fear of the future. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself, never let the future disturb you. You will meet it, if you have to, with the same weapons of reason which arm you today. Stop living 10 battles ahead. Fight the one in front of you, now. When you master presence, you stop being a slave to illusions. Anxiety feeds on a mind that lives anywhere but now. It whispers, what if this happens? What if you fail? What if you lose everything? And like a fool, you take the bait. But the moment you lock into the present, those shadows collapse. Because in the now, there is no failure, no loss, no disaster, only reality. And reality is always survivable. Think about it. Every storm you've lived through, you endured one moment at a time. Never all at once. That's the secret. You don't need to survive the next year or the next decade right now. You only need to stand firm in this breath, this choice, this step. That's where your power is. Stay here, and the future loses its teeth. Worry dies when you realize the only time you truly own is now. From now on, you refuse to be dragged into imaginary battles. No more obsessing over yesterday. No more panicking about tomorrow. You anchor yourself to the only thing that is real. This moment, when fear rises, you cut it down with presence. Feel your breath. Ground your feet. Command yourself. Right now is enough. Because it is. The past is untouchable. The future is uncertain. But the present is fully yours to command. That's where strength lives. That's where action happens. Every time your mind runs ahead into chaos, drag it back. Discipline it. Train it. Because if you master the present, you master life. Anxiety cannot rule a man who refuses to leave the moment. Stay here. Stay sharp. Stay alive. This is your battlefield. Win it one breath at a time. Habit 7. Voluntary discomfort. Here's a brutal truth. Fear of the future comes from never testing yourself in the present. You panic about loss, hunger, rejection, failure. Because you've never trained to endure them, the Stoics solved this by choosing hardship on purpose. Seneca, one of the wealthiest men of Rome, would deliberately sleep on the floor, wear rough clothes, and eat the plainest food. Why? To ask himself, is this what I feared? And every time, the answer was no. When you practice discomfort, you strip the unknown of its power. You stop being terrified of pain, because you've already tasted it. Anxiety loses its claws. This isn't self-punishment, it's preparation. The man who has walked through fire by choice is unshaken when fire comes by force. Stop chasing comfort. Start training with discomfort. Because life will test you, and only the prepared will stand. Here's how you practice voluntary discomfort in today's world. Start small but intentional. Skip a meal, not because you forgot, but because you chose to prove you're stronger than hunger. Take cold showers. Let your body shiver and remind yourself that discomfort won't kill you. Sleep on the floor for a night. Strip away luxury and face simplicity. Wake up early and attack the hardest task first, while others hide under their blankets. Deny yourself a small indulgence daily. Coffee, sweets, scrolling, and prove your will commands your cravings. Each act is a reminder. You are tougher than your comforts. And when real hardship hits, and it will, you won't break. Because you've trained, weak people collapse under discomfort. Strong people make discomfort their teacher. Every drill hardens you. Every sacrifice sharpens you. The goal isn't suffering, it's strength. Choose discomfort now, so when life forces it on you, you're already unshakable. The secret of voluntary discomfort is freedom. When you stop needing comfort, nothing controls you. Hunger doesn't scare you because you've faced it. Cold doesn't shake you because you've endured it. Rejection doesn't break you because you've rehearsed it. You become untouchable. Comfort addicts are slaves. They panic the moment life strips away their conveniences. But the Stoic who trains in discomfort carries strength everywhere. That's why Seneca could say, set aside days for poverty and ask yourself, is this what I feared? Because once you discover you can survive with less, you stop fearing loss. Once you discover you can handle pain, you stop fearing hardship. And when fear dies, worry collapses with it. Discomfort is not punishment, it's liberation. Every time you choose it, you're proving to yourself, I am stronger than my circumstances. And that proof builds a mind that no storm can crush. From this point on, you stop chasing comfort like a coward. Comfort has made you weak, soft, and anxious. That ends today. You will deliberately choose small hardships every single week. You will train your body and your mind to handle discomfort, so the future cannot terrify you. Skip the meal, take the cold shower, sleep on the floor, wake up early and face the hard thing first. Each time you do, you are proving a truth most people never learn. You are stronger than your comfort zone. And once you see that strength in yourself, worry loses its grip, because the man who can endure discomfort by choice is immune to discomfort by force. That is freedom. Stop hiding from hardship. Hunt it, invite it, use it. Discipline isn't built in comfort, it's forged in fire. And from this day forward, you will walk into the fire willingly. Habit 8. Virtue over results. Here's where most people destroy themselves. They obsess over outcomes. Will I succeed? Will they approve? Will I win? And because results are never guaranteed, they drown in worry. The Stoics didn't live like that. They focused on one thing only: living with virtue, honesty, courage, discipline, justice, integrity. That was their scoreboard. Epictetus said, "Don't demand things happen as you wish, but wish that they happen as they do, and you will go on well." Translation: stop measuring yourself by results you can't fully control. Start measuring yourself by the choices you make right now. Did you act with courage? Then you already won. Did you keep your integrity? Then you succeeded. Results may come or fail, but virtue is always in your hands. And a man guided by virtue cannot be broken, because his victory is already within him. Here's how you live by virtue, not results, before you act. Stop asking, "Will this make me win?" Instead, ask, "Is this the right thing?" before a risk. Don't ask, "Will I look foolish if I fail?" Ask, "Will I grow in courage by trying?" before you worry about people's opinions. Ask, "Did I act with integrity?" If yes, you've already succeeded. Most people destroy their peace-chasing approval, status, and outcomes they cannot guarantee. You'll anchor yourself in what you can always control: your character. Marcus Aurelius commanded himself, "If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it." Simple, brutal, non-negotiable. When you measure yourself this way, worry dies, because you stop fearing what others think. You stop fearing failure. You stop fearing loss. Virtue becomes your shield, and no result can take it away. Worry is theft. It steals your energy, your focus, your years. And it only wins if you stay weak. The Stoics showed us the way out, not with soft comfort, but with hard discipline. 8 habits. Premeditate your hardships. Control only what is yours. Guard your mind from garbage. Reflect daily. Love your fate. Stay in the present. Embrace discomfort and live by virtue. That's the arsenal. Use it, and you stop being a victim of fear. You stop being a slave to anxiety. You become someone unshakable, calm in chaos, disciplined in distraction, strong in storm. The world will not get easier. Fate will not bend for you, but you can bend yourself into steel. So here's the final command. Stop waiting. Stop hoping. Start training. Write it in the comments now. I choose discipline over fear. Then live it. Because the world doesn't need another warrior. It needs you, unbreakable. Knowledge means nothing without action. The Stoics didn't just talk, they lived. So, starting today, choose one of these habits and practice it. Don't wait for tomorrow. Don't wait for the perfect time. Discipline is built in the present. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Tell me which habit you're committing to, and make it public, so you hold yourself accountable. Because change only sticks when you decide to step into it. Thanks for listening, and if this spoke to you, share it with someone who needs to hear it. You're watching Momentum Mindset, where excuses die and discipline is born. Until next time, go out there and take action.